My village is now open defecation free, it is shit free. How do I ensure, how do we ensure collectively that this status is maintained, that nobody will go out, that old habits will not again raise their ugly head? How do I ensure that? First of all, as a village, when my village became open defecation free, we organized a walk of pride. Everybody in the village moved across the village, our heads rising high on a great accomplishment, on having defeated the worst enemy for our health. Why don't we continue this one day of celebration in a month for the next 1 year, so that we all continue to resolve that what we have achieved with great efforts does not revert back to the old state. We became open defecation free on a particular date. That date is important in the history of our village now. Don't we celebrate important days? Similarly, every year, why doesn't our village or our block or our district celebrate the date on which we became open defecation free? It's also one kind of freedom, very important freedom. And if we continue to always celebrate that day, that feeling that we achieved something very important will sustain, will maintain. The discussion of remaining clean has to come in our day-to-day discussions. Today in our village, everybody has a toilet, everybody has access to a toilet, nobody goes out. What if tomorrow some Bharat, some people come to my village? Will I allow them to pollute my village? What arrangements are there for them? Tomorrow if some migrants come to my village, tomorrow if our houses get partitioned, there are more houses, what will I do? Will I again look at the government and expect a subsidy? Or I would have realized that we can change ourselves and therefore we can solve those issues. We are open defecation free, not for one day but for eternity, and therefore we are capable of solving those additional issues as and when they arise. Our discussions should involve issues of, is my school toilet being maintained? My Anganwadi toilet, does it have water? What help as a village do I extend to my school, my Anganwadi, and help them so that those toilets are in working state? Water for our toilets, how do we work to get those schemes for our village which helps in further maintenance of sanitation in our village? The Gram Panchayat may have to also lay down certain do's and don'ts, certain resolutions. Since everybody has worked so hard to achieve a collective high for a village, a few people do not now have liberty to take it back to the old state. In some places in Chhattisgarh, we heard that they are doing Swachhta ballots, which means that people actually in a secret kind of way say that so many people have seen XYZ going out. Now these kinds of collective mechanisms are very important to keep in check some inadvertently or some people who might still go out of their habits or due to some other reason. These mechanisms have to be in place. My earlier places of open defecation, do I develop them as a village so that it is now a garden or some such place where we cannot even think of going out for shitting? And finally, the Nigrani committees of my village, the women, the children, the men, they have to continue for one more year to go out and whistle at 5 a.m. every morning, so that if there are any people who are breaking this new social norm, know that it is no longer permissible. Their whistles have to be so loud that we hear them even then when they are not being blown, and they are a check against us going back to the state of open defecation.